Hey everyone, here's what's coming up tonight on News Center Now. Plastic bags, should they be banned statewide? That question up for a public hearing.
Plus, we'll take you to a school that has just implemented a dress code. Not for the kids though, but for the parents. I better put my tie on. This is News Center Now.
And yes, I'll put my tie on. I did already.
There you go.
We'll get to that story in a bit. First this, a push to ban plastic bags statewide, front and center in Augusta today. Good evening, everybody. I'm Lee Nelson.
And I'm Lindsay Mills. Already 20 communities and counting have local laws to ban plastic bags or charge fees to use them. We want to know, do you think plastic bags should be banned on the state level across our whole state? Answer right now at pulse.newscentermaine.com or at the Pulse tab on our app.
This issue hits close to home for me.
Representative Holly Stover of Booth Bay is sponsoring proposed legislation to ban single-use plastic bags starting in 2020.
A lot of people in our community make their living of clamming, worming, fishing, and lobstering. And the impact of plastic in the water has a direct impact on that workforce.
The Retail Association of Maine and the Maine Grocers and Food Producers Association are among those who support LD 1532. Those supporters fielding questions Wednesday from the Environment and Natural Resources Committee.
The basic problem is not the plastic, but the fact that we throw it away.
Representative Stover responded saying to stop throwing it away, we need to stop using it. According to Eco Maine, plastic bags we're contaminating are recycling. They can be recycled, but at designated bag return locations. That contamination was one of the factors that led to a market collapse in China, which no longer takes our recycling.
It will allow us to eliminate a lot of plastic that may have been going to China.
Moving to alternative products that are not better for the environment have significant costs, not just environmental, but actually monetarily as well.
Matt Seaholm is the executive director of the American Progressive Bag Alliance and an opponent of the bill.
I mean, the reason that plastic bags are used by most businesses and consumers is because they're not just the cheapest, but they're the best option at the checkout counter.
Thank you very much.
Rennie's department stores went from plastic to paper in 2017. While some argue the bans should be up to the individual communities, Adam Rennie of Rennie's says the company has stores in 6 communities that all have different ordinances. So it works for Rennie's to deal with just one statewide law that would preempt the local laws. He writes, the time and resources we have spent to comply with these ordinances, which requires us to have a different policy in multiple locations, is significant. Food pantries and some restaurants are among the exemptions in the bill. Also, when it comes to using those reusable bags, do you ever have a hard time remembering to bring them with you to the store? This started, Lee's nodding, yes, me too. This started quite the conversation on my Facebook page today. Denise writes, in Kennebunk, we have to use them. I have a dozen because I forgot to bring them and buy new ones. And Steve says he keeps his bags in the front seat of his car. Good idea there. Yeah. Join the conversation right now on our Facebook and YouTube live streams.
I'm the same way. I have a bazillion of those because you forget them and you buy more.
Sure.
And then if you park really far away in the parking lot and you get all the way in there and you forgot your bags, it's like, oh.
Another thing too, someone also brought this up on Facebook earlier today, is remembering to wash them. You know,
yes,
you forget.
Yes, because they can.
Yeah, that's got to become part of the routine as well.
Right. All right, how about turning our attention to the weather now? Talk about yicky. It's been yicky for days and days, but I think a change is coming. Jess is here.
Yeah, guys, finally it's going to get a little bit sunny, at least for the day tomorrow. We saw a couple breaks of sunshine, at least in southern Maine earlier today, but looks pretty gray out there now. High temperatures were able to warm up across southern Maine all the way into the 50s. Look at Portsmouth, New Hampshire, able to make it to 63 today. Bangor, though, it was able to make it to 43, and that was about it. Temperatures will be okay as we go throughout the next couple of days. Nothing spectacular right now. 51 in Buxton. Look at Portland, though. It's cooled off to 46 here, 48 right now in Turner. Bangor now down to 43 degrees. It's chilly across northern Maine, in the 30s still, so kind of a chilly kind of gross, raw day today. Still a couple showers around too. You can see the rain moving just out of far kind of northeastern Maine now. And we will see a couple showers around for the next few hours. And then overnight tonight, we're going to clear out. That's going to set us up for a little bit of sunshine on the way tomorrow. That'll be a nice change. This low pressure system here, again, making its way out of the area, and then clearer skies are on the way for the day tomorrow. So it should be pretty nice. Enjoy the sun while it lasts, because after tomorrow, guys, we have this next system on the way. And yep, it's going to bring more rain. All the good news. We'll talk about it more coming up in a bit.
All right, Jess, thanks so much. Some headlines now. If you thought the post-Mueller report chaos was quieting down, think again. President Donald Trump says his White House will be fighting all the subpoenas issued by House Democrats in their investigations into his administration. Trump says he thought after 2 years we'd be finished with it. That was a quote. Democrats have stepped up their inquiries into the aftermath of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian election interference. Trump says, quote, "It's enough," and that, quote, "We're fighting all the subpoenas."
Tomorrow, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un will be meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. And just like when he visited Vietnam earlier this year, Kim is traveling by train instead of flying. The train is green, heavily armored, and it's already in eastern Russia. In fact, earlier today, Kim stopped at the Kazan train station and briefly met with Russian officials. The Kim-Putin summit comes amid deadlocked global diplomacy over North Korea's nuclear program.
Because of a successful vaccination program in the 20th century, measles was declared eliminated 19 years ago. But it's back, and back with a vengeance. Health officials in New York and California confirming a total of 44 new cases this week, bringing the national total to an estimated 671 cases so far this year. Now, there were 667 cases 5 years ago, but that was for the entire year. We've topped that now just 4 months into 2019. Another national tally, most likely with higher numbers, will be released on Monday. Do you snore?
No. No.
I guess I don't know if I snore. My dogs snore.
Yes.
And that's
yes.
kind of peaceful at times.
Yeah, but a lot of us don't really think we snore, but apparently we do. According to a new Israeli study, almost everybody snores. Researchers studied about 2,000 patients who were enrolled at a sleep disorders clinic. 72% of the women reported that they snored, but in reality it was actually 88%. The women also reported that their snoring was mild, when it was actually just as loud as the men. The men in the study accurately reported that yes, they do snore, and yes, they do snore loudly. While snoring can be bothersome for other people who are trying to sleep, it's also important to note that it can be a warning sign for sleep apnea. So you should get it checked out if it's bad.
Some interesting health headlines today. We also want to check your pulse today. Do you think plastic bags should be banned across the entire state? Right now, 66% of you saying yes. For those who are chiming in, we'd love to know why you're saying yes or no. So join the conversation on Facebook and YouTube.
It is interesting. All right, brick by brick, Lego helping people learn Braille. We'll explain coming up.
And dress codes for children at school is nothing new, but one school is taking their rules a step further.
Starbucks has installed Sharp boxes, they're called, for the disposal of hypodermic needles in bathrooms of some of their stores in the U.S.
It follows concerns by employees about improperly discarded needles and incidents in which 2 employees were pricked at the same store. Starbucks launching the initiative amid growing concerns by those employees, who they say end up being the ones to have to remove those improperly discarded needles. More than 5,000 people signing an online petition calling on the company to add the Sharps boxes in high-risk bathrooms. And Starbucks does plan to expand this program to more of its stores.
Lego building blocks are more than just toys. The toy maker has announced its latest line of bricks aimed at helping blind and visually impaired children learn Braille. The product is currently being tested in several different languages and will be available sometime next year. So the little dots on the bricks represent the letters of the Braille alphabet, and also the numbers 0 through 9, and some math symbols too. The bricks can be used with other Lego toys and have visual letters or numbers, so sighted people can actually learn Braille as they play with them. How cool is that?
Cool
Super,
is that?
super cool.
Yeah, just don't step on them. It hurts
When you're bare
when they're
feet.
laying around. Yeah.
And don't let your dog swallow them either. Google's drone program, Project Wing, has just received approval from the Federal Aviation Administration, meaning it is an airline and it can start acting as such.
This is the first time the FAA has allowed this to happen in the United States. Google will now be able to drop off items to customers. Wing is starting off with dropping off small items in 2 Virginia towns in a couple of months. And if all goes well there, it will expand the program around the country. Wow. Just when you thought Google was everywhere.
No, not quite, but soon.
Exactly. All right, checking in on that Pulse question today. Do you think plastic bags should be banned across the state? 68% of you, a little bit more now, saying yes. A lot of you on Facebook saying that you'd like to see some consistency because there are some municipalities that have these bans and some don't. So a lot of you saying you want to see that consistency.
All right, there you go. All right, we're going to squeeze in a break. Life did not start out great for Blue the dog 4 years ago. We caught up with him and his owner, and he is doing much better now, as we will show you.
And Jess Conley will let us know if we're rebounding at any time for this rain.
So a high school in Houston, Texas has just implemented a new dress code, and that's not that unusual, right? A lot of schools have dress codes.
Sure, yeah, but this one isn't for the students. It's for the parents. It started last week when a student was denied enrollment because of how her mother was dressed.
Now, as you can see on the bottom of your screen, there have been a lot of people from Maine very interested in this. And as Lauren Tallarico tells us, not everybody's on board with it in Houston.
Parents of kids at Madison High School are being asked to dress for success.
I think it's ridiculous.
Principal Carlotta Outley Brown posted a dress code online saying any parents who don't comply won't be allowed on campus, and it's got some less than impressed.
We're an adult and we are tax-paying adults, and we shouldn't be told what to and what not to wear. We're not the students, we are the parents.
The list includes these: no hair rollers, satin caps or shower caps, no pajamas, leggings without a long shirt, sagging pants, Daisy Dukes, or undershirts. The dress code states, "We are preparing your child for a prosperous future. We want them to know what is appropriate."
I think that's crazy.
Some students don't really get the fuss.
Nobody come up in here in bathing suits. They don't come in here with their body out, you feel me?
But online, the dress code has loads of support with thousands of shares and comments. This is great and should be mandated for all schools, writes one woman. Love this, says another. Long overdue, adds one more. You get the idea.
It seems a bit classist. There's no doubt about that.
But Zeph Capo, president of the Houston Federation of Teachers, says the way the dress code was implemented sends the wrong message.
At a time when we're trying to make sure parents are included in the process, we're excluding them, and that's not necessarily the right way to go.
And thinks a one-size-fits-all approach for parents isn't appropriate.
That's not going to last.
Yeah.
No way.
I love the one comment that came up on the bottom of the screen. It says, "You call them pajamas, I call it athletic wear." I mean, I guess, yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Then athletic wear also not allowed in that particular school for the time being. I think that's going to get reversed.
Yeah.
The outcry
Temporary.
will be too loud. Yeah.
For sure.
What do you think, Jess?
I don't think it'll last either. I think some people are already pretty upset about it, it seems like. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, we will see for sure.
What's our dress code here? I don't know.
I know, business cash.
Business cash.
Yeah. Sometimes I come in less than that, I think, but that's okay.
That's okay.
My comfies, you know, Crocs.
Exactly. You're known for those Crocs.
Yeah, it's true. Not today. All right, we have still some showers out there right now. Temperatures are cooling off too. We're now down to 47 in Portland. We made it into the low 50s today. It is cooling off a little bit though. 43 is the current temperature in Bangor, 42 right now in Bar Harbor. Still a couple showers hanging on in parts of central Maine and parts of northern and eastern Maine. As we go into the day tomorrow though, I promise it's going to be a whole lot better. Most of us will see at least a few breaks of sunshine going through the day tomorrow. This low pressure system here is moving out again. It's kind of pretty. You can see that swirl around the low. Clearer skies off to our west, and they'll be headed our way for the day tomorrow. So things will improve at least a little bit. Here's a look at the hour-by-hour forecast. So going through into tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the upper 30s and lower 40s. You can see those nice breaks of sunshine, though. And then as we get into tomorrow afternoon, partly to mostly sunny skies, temperatures will be able to warm up some. We'll make it into the upper 40s and lower 50s by lunchtime, and then in the mid to upper 50s as we head into tomorrow afternoon and evening. So it looks great for tomorrow. Try to enjoy it while you can. It's not going to last. Clouds move in by Friday morning, and then you can see as we go throughout the day that rain moves in by Friday afternoon. Some heavy rain at times Friday night and into early Saturday. Could see some significant rainfall with that storm. We'll look at the totals in just a second, but still staying rainy into early Saturday morning and really through much of the day on Saturday. It looks like we'll be seeing that rain, unfortunately. As far as rainfall totals go for Friday into Saturday, it looks something like this, somewhere between about 1.5 inches, possibly up to 2 inches in some spots. So more rain, not great. We've had plenty, I think, at this point. It's also going to be breezy during the day on Saturday. Friday night, a little on the breezy side. And then as we go into Saturday, those winds pick up even more. By Saturday evening, we'll see winds gusting 35 to 45 miles an hour at times. So definitely something to keep an eye on there. Enjoy the sun while it lasts. We'll see another break of sun for Sunday and into the day on Monday. But after that, believe it or not, there's more rain on the way as we head into the end of April. All right, here's a look at your extended forecast. Again, still for the day tomorrow. It looks much better, and then after that, we'll see another round of showers move in for Friday night into early Saturday. Temperatures, they're really not that impressive. Most of us will be in the 50s for the next 7 days. I'm waiting for another one of those, 70 to 80 degree days to kind of mix things up a little bit. Not in the next 7, though. More rain for Friday and Saturday as we go into early next week. Looks like we'll see some sunshine, so not too bad.
Thank goodness.
No.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
I can't wait for tomorrow.
I can't either.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice.
Good.
A nice little break.
Yes.
Jess, thanks. We're happy for tomorrow's weather. We're also happy to report a dog that endured horrible abuse as a puppy is now living the good life.
Yeah, this dog's story captured the hearts of Mainers when we first reported it almost 4 years ago now. Blue, the dog, found in the Ethel area. His muzzle had been taped shut for weeks. Since then, Blue has recovered from his injuries. He's been adopted into a loving home in Western Maine. His owner, Sandy Reynolds, now travels around the state and to schools with Blue to bring awareness to animal abuse. She hasn't given up hope that they'll one day find out who abused Blue as a puppy, not just to get the justice for Blue, but to ensure that that person isn't able to hurt any other animals.
If somebody did this to Blue, they're capable of a lot worse, and there could be other animals or family members, children, that are going through abuse. So I would like somebody to come forward and report the person that did this to Blue.
Yeah, now tomorrow on the Morning Report, we're going to share a more in-depth update on Blue's life since his rescue, and we'll tell you about the easy way you can stay up to date on everything Blue every day. All right, when Nick Vata lost his wallet in downtown Portland back in January, he thought he would never see it or its contents ever again.
Inside, $160, the only copy of his birth certificate and pictures of a friend who recently passed away. Much to his delight and surprise, 4 months after losing that wallet, it was returned. He was brought to tears when he opened a package in the mail to find his old wallet with all its contents just about. In the package was a note that reads, "Hi there, I found your wallet. I took out $5 to mail it to you. Be well." Ali Vata says having his wallet from Ali Vata says his wallet returned was a sign of faith to just keep pushing and doing the right thing to send out good vibes. How nice is that?
That's great. Good.
I love how they covered the shipping. Yeah.
Reaffirms our faith in people.
Swole, Bug Out, Bag, Go Cup, and Omnicide. I don't really know what those words mean.
I know what they all mean, actually. I was pretty sure on Omnicide. I had to look it up, and I was right.
Sure.
But if you don't know, you can look. Swole is swole.
Like
when you're all pumped up after yeah, like you're jacked. Anyway, those just 4 of the 640 additional Merriam-Webster words that have been added this year. The latest editions include mostly new words or phrases, but also some old words with new meanings or applications. Some of those, like swole. We have a full list of the newest official additions to the English language on our website and mobile app. Bug out bag. That's, when you got to get out of there, you have a pre-packed, bag with emergency stuff.
I'm going to start
And you
working
just-
these into my daily vocab.
Okay, good. All right, are you looking for a unique place to stay? How about a 6-ton spud made of steel, plaster, and concrete?
I saw this today, blew my mind. A replica russet that was built to mark the Idaho Potatoes Commission's 75th anniversary has been converted into a hotel in Boise. The Tater won't hold many tots. It has just one queen-size bed. It does have a beautiful mountain view, though. The Potato Hotel has one bedroom, a living area, and some
ridiculous.
shelving. The bathroom is outside in a converted silo. The Potato Commission touring the giant spud around touring it around the country for several years before they replaced it in 2018 with a newer model. It opens in late May, but bookings are already available now on Airbnb at $200 a night. Does it come with chips?
Better. Get better.
No windows.
I feel claustrophobic just looking at that.
Yeah,
Right?
that's weird.
Although we have a lot of potato farms in Maine, I mean, that would be a kind of cool way
Yeah.
to pay homage.
Yeah, but
Right,
there's
Northern
also
Maine, if you wanna do
cottages
that.
and houses that we could stay
Right.
in.
There's that. There's that.
There's that as well.
We got a lot coming up at 5:30. We've been talking a lot about flooding in Maine. How about some muddy roads that are also impassable? We're going to meet a group of residents in Glenburn who are trying to change the law on abandoned and discontinued roads. And the American Lung Association says Bangor has some of the best air to breathe in. Find out why. That's all ahead on News Center at 5:30.
Very interesting.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Thanks so much. We'll see you guys on
Yes,
5:30.
I'm going to head down and join her in the studio in just
Very
a second.
cool.
First, a quick look at our pulse,
Yes.
shall we?
I think we have it.
Take my pulse.
Anyway, voted our pulse poll right now. One last check of our pulse poll results tonight. 67% of you saying yes, you do believe that Maine should have a plastic bag ban statewide. A lot of you joining the conversation on Facebook. Thank you so much for doing so. We got into talking about paper towels and paper napkins. And Beth says, speaking of that, her family started using washcloths to reuse and just throw in the laundry. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So guys, thanks so much for those comments as well. You have to check this out too. The Danish Defense Department is now recruiting so-called cyber soldiers. The Danish Defense uses new weapons in the cyber era, so war can also now be conducted on the internet, and therefore they're now recruiting what they call those cyber soldiers. So far there are plans for 30 a year. The obvious place to find new conscripts, what better place than a gamer fair in Copenhagen? The search has yielded many potential recruits. And that does it for News Center now. News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now.